Hope you're all doing well. Rooms filling up quickly. For those of you who are here the very first time as a guest, a very special welcome to you. We know that you're going to get some value out of what you're going to be seeing today because we're going to make sure of it. We'll stay straight to the point and make sure that by the end of this presentation, about 45 or 50 minutes, that you at the very least have all the information that you need to decide whether CFX is an appropriate fit for you. The other thing that we're going to work hard to show you is how the line of text on the screen in front of you right now is true and accurate. And that is that success in the global Forex market is only a few mouse clicks away. While this is an incredibly simple platform to use, behind the scenes, there's a lot that's gone into making sure that this is a very simple platform to use. So I think without any further ado, let's dive into the details. I can see people loading in the room from all over Europe. A very special welcome to you from South Africa, from Asia. We see popping in from Canada. Welcome to you from wherever you happen to be residing or currently spending time. So Saturdays are paydays for CFX members. So we're all very, very excited. We love Fridays. Not that we have any issue with Mondays either, but Fridays are a very special day. So let's dive right into things and make sure you get value for your money. Quick video for you before we move into the specifics. This year, we are seeing the dream of financial freedom being pushed further and further away for millions of people. Record business closures and massive global layoffs are pushing people's budgets to the breaking point and having a dramatic effect on their quality of life. Many people are being forced to survive on credit, paying today's bills with tomorrow's wages. This is a guaranteed path to financial disaster. Are you currently enjoying the lifestyle that you're working so hard to achieve? In contrast to these statistics, the wealthiest of our populations increase their net worth year after year, and they're able to accelerate their wealth during economic downturns. How is this possible? Financially experienced people put wealth-building principles to work for them, rather than trading their time for a wage. In the following video, we'll introduce you to two of these powerful principles and show you how you can get them working for you right away. At CFX, we believe the opportunity to create financial abundance is the right of every person. A better life can begin now. Start your journey with us today. It will be the most empowering change you've ever made. So we have a couple of industries that have a very significant footprint with CFX. And one of those industries is the e-learning industry, and the other is the global Forex market. So we're going to talk about both of these for just a couple of seconds before we dive into the specifics about the CFX platform. So first of all, of course, e-learning has done nothing but shove itself to the forefront of our attention. And as that video was just discussing, of course, that this COVID era, this is a very unusual year that we're all going through. And we're seeing many curveballs, much upheaval, much frustration, much uncertainty. And one of the things that we want you to understand is that there is an opportunity for you anytime that there is significant upheaval or change that's happening. And we want to show you exactly how that opportunity can manifest itself in your particular life. But the e-learning is something that's become hugely popular over the last 6 months. I can only imagine how many millions of people have heard of Zoom and other sharing or e-learning platforms that had no idea that those platforms existed in January or last year. So that prediction of a $325 billion industry by 2025, I have a funny feeling that we're going to see much more growth by 2025 than that. But if you have a look at the last bullet point, it says requires 40 to 60% less learning time than in a classroom environment. And so for some parents, that could actually be a little bit of a silver lining. The fact that if your children are stuck, or if you are having to learn or to perhaps re-educate yourself, or shift your work from an office environment to a home environment, that there is actually the opportunity for you to become more efficient and not less efficient. Of course, we are firmly involved in e-learning, and you're going to learn exactly how when we introduce you to the CFX Academy in maybe 6 or 7 minutes. And then, of course, the global Forex market. Many people ask, why Forex? Why is CFX Forex focus? Well, first of all, it's in our name. It's 2/3 of the letters in our name. But most importantly, when the owners, the founders, and developers of this platform were putting it together, they really were passionate about making sure that CFX could have an impact on as many lives as possible, certainly more than a few thousand lives. And so, depending on where you're trading, what industry that you're trading in, depending on the market cap or the size of that industry, that really has a limitation on the number of people that can participate in your platform. And so if we're cryptocurrency trading, for example, I know that many of you have been involved in cryptocurrency platforms that saw incredible growth only to see those platforms stop making money. And you consistently see that. I bet you there are people on this call that have been 5, 6, 7, maybe even 10 cryptocurrency trading platforms. And every single time those platforms get hugely successful, they stop making you money. How come? Why is that? It's very simple. There's only so much money that can be made in a market cap that Bitcoin and Ethereum and the rest of them are currently seeing. And so when you get into platforms where tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of people are trying to earn from the same platform, it becomes logistically impossible. It becomes financially impossible. And it also becomes technically impossible for you to continue to earn. And this is why Forex, it's so important that you understand the immensity of a $5.3 trillion global daily. This is a daily market. And most importantly, that you have an opportunity to participate not only in the largest, most liquid financial market in the world, but a market that we're seeing continue to surge forward. If you look at some of the statistics on the Forex market recently, we've been approaching $6 trillion in some daily trading totals. Historically proven to be recession-proof. How can that be? Because of the size, that's how. In fact, many of you have been using the CFX platform. In fact, for the benefit of our guests, for those of you who have been using the CFX platform since before this year began, so during 2019, let us know with a 1 or a yes or something that you want in the chat so that our guests know that you've consistently been able to make money day after day, week after week, and month after month, even though COVID-19 has turned the financial world completely upside down, turned the stock market upside down, the Dow upside down, the S&P 500 upside down. Those markets recover, and then they get flipped on their heads again. But we've consistently been able to earn in the global Forex market, largely because of the size of that market. That market never sleeps, and it certainly is not going to take a break. The financial movement of money globally is never going to stop, regardless if the world turns to a digital Great British Pound or a digital Canadian dollar or a digital US dollar. That doesn't matter. The Forex market is not going anywhere. You have the opportunity to leverage yourself. And this is a 5-day per week market. So that's very important to understand. One more reason why we love weekends. We get them off with the Forex market. So a little bit about the platform itself, CFX. The focus really, as I said before in that opening line of text, to really simplify access the global Forex market for individuals with either no experience or no interest in gaining that experience or no time to dedicate to learning about the global Forex market. That's who this platform was built for. How are they doing what they're doing? Very simply, they're using technology we're going to describe to you in just a couple of minutes that relies heavily on automation. But the good news, of course, with the positioning of the company is that everyone involved in that automation, everyone involved in the design of that software and the ongoing management of that software to make sure it continues to perform, well, they all work for CFX. Nothing was farmed out to a third-party company. Nothing has been white labeled. So the owners of the company are firmly in control of making sure that we continue to get the same fantastic results that we have already for more than a year. So let's talk a bit about those individuals. Oscar Lopez and Edwin Abad, those are the two founders of CFX, and I often refer to them as serial entrepreneurs. And what I simply mean by that is that they have been around the block. They have experience, critical experience in launching enterprises, launching companies in a variety of different areas, industries. But the reason that that is so important is that in business, it's usually the areas where you have no experience where you can get blindsided. Problems can arise when you have no experience, never have had the opportunity to see those problems in the past. And so when I personally am choosing to align with a platform, it is almost never with individuals with whom this is their first big push for success. And the only reason is I have nothing necessarily against the individuals, but experience is absolutely critically important. We don't learn when things go as planned. We learn when things go crazy, when things go sideways, and we have to scramble to fix things. That's where learning happens. And so you want individuals that have launched very large companies in the past and really understand the potential challenges that are around the corner so they can prepare for them in advance. The other thing that's critically important is the team of experts that surround the owners. And of course, many of you have had the opportunity to speak with Ron Pope. You know that he represents about 50 professional traders located. They have a corporate office in Toronto, Canada. So their traders are largely Canadian-based or US-based traders, which is ideal because, of course, that's the same time offices, which you'll notice or you'll learn about in just a moment. And it really helps facilitate the running of things as effectively as possible. That's very important is that in-house graphics team, in-house payment solutions, in-house trading professionals, all of them under the CFX corporate umbrella. So offices, corporate offices. Now, had COVID not turned our world upside down, of course, and ports been closed and countries in lockdown, this office would have been long completed. We are very much looking forward to the ribbon cutting ceremony at some point so that we can have the official unveiling or opening of this office. And the reason that I think all of you should be excited is this is an open door policy office. Anyone wanting to go, have videos shot, meet some of the principals, have still pictures taken, you'll be able to go do so. Now, the other thing is that we're traveling again. And we have another corporate event. It will be very close geographically to the corporate office. And so what that means for you is if you decide to come to a corporate event, you can make a very short stop, pop into Panama City, Panama, go tour these facilities as well. Now, again, for those of you who are here as guests for the very first time, what I'd like you to do is have an opportunity to hear from members that have already had the pleasure of touring these facilities, because I know there are some of you in this audience that flew down to the company's inaugural business meeting or launch in Panama City, Panama, that was on November the 8th of 2019. So if you were at that meeting and if you had the opportunity to meet the principals, meet some of the traders, meet representation from the brokers, the European brokers that CFX uses, tour these facilities by a special invitation from the owner of the building, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat or say yes or whatever is most appropriate. It was a fantastic experience, and I know that all of you, if you choose, will have that opportunity moving forward. So this is a slide that probably has most of you excited most of the time. This is really where most of the energy goes, where most of the money is spent, and most of the planning takes place regarding CFX. And that is the ongoing expertise that goes into all the trading results. So you can see that on the last line of the paragraph on the screen, it says our team of professionals has extensive experience in both Forex trading and EA design and management. What does that mean? Well, first of all, EA is simply an abbreviation for expert advisor. Expert advisor is dedicated software used specifically in the Forex market. Nothing else, only Forex. And that software is purposefully, deliberately designed by professionals to operate under certain market conditions. It's software, nothing more. And so what you need is the team that designed that software to constantly be monitoring, constantly be managing, constantly be updating and tweaking to make sure that it operates at as high a level as it possibly can. And as I said before, we've seen positive results every single day since the platform launched well back in the summer, early summer of 2019. Now, does that mean that CFX only wins their trades? Of course not. That would be ridiculous and impossible. The good news for all of you, the good news for me, of course, is that they win far more trades than they lose. And so when all the winners and all the losers are added together, there is a net gain for all participating members. Now, it's important you understand also, and many people ask me, why was this company really launched? Like, if the owners of the platform were this financially independent, why would they go to all the trouble launching a platform like this? And we talked a little bit about that a couple of slides ago when we talked about an introduction to CFX and the purpose of the platform. There really is a master vision behind this and bringing an opportunity for wealth to thousands, tens, hundreds of thousands of people and beyond all around the world to simplify what's normally a very complicated trading environment. So that's critically important. But also you need to remember every single trading day that finishes yesterday's trading finished, all the winning trades and all the losing trades were added together. And then CFX took their trading fee right off the top. So the company is also being provided for as well. If you're a fan of Stephen Covey, who wrote the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, you already know that in business, if you're not in a win-win relationship where all parties have an opportunity to be successful, your business will eventually erode and be undermined. So it's critically important CFX can be successful while you're being successful in parallel. So, short video for you. That short video was promoting something called the Academy. If you remember, our second slide in, we talked about the two industries with which CFX has a footprint. And the first of those industries, and the second was the global Forex market. So the e-learning environment, specifically the CFX Academy, I want you to think of this as an online university because essentially that's what's being built. And this is an online university. Right now, during the early stages of CFX, the focus of that university will be the global Forex market. But I can tell you that the owners of the company have many exciting long-term plans, and I would venture to guess that there will be more opportunities to learn more financial information regarding more financial markets than just the Forex market, rolling forward years into the future. But for now, the CFX Academy is focused purely on Forex, and that Forex education is broken down into 3 series. The first is the Elemental series, the second is the Advanced series, and the third is the Supreme series. And each one of these takes you progressively from your very first exposure into the Forex market, the terms, the concepts, how money is made in theory, all the way through to how money is made in reality, real practice. So connecting those dots, downloading MetaTrader, choosing a broker, and all of those pieces in between. And then in addition to that, when you move into the Supreme series, you're going to learn trading mastery, the psychology of trading. So what separates people that win sometimes from people that win all the time? Now that may sound silly, but I can tell you that 85% of people participating in the Forex market that are trading for themselves, 85% lose all their trade capital in their first year. Of that 85%, 40% of them lose all their trade capital in their first 30 days. So there are things that the 15% do that the 85% don't do, and it has significant impact on their trading results. Well, those are the things that you're going to learn in the Supreme series. So how do you access that university? How do you access CFX? Well, it's done through what we call a trading pack ladder. Now, the trading pack ladder has 15 different steps. And the very first step is what you see at the top of the screen. A gray icon says 300. Each one of these denominations is in US dollars. So 300 US dollars is the first rung on the trade package ladder. And you can see next to each one of those icons, there's some text. Trade Academy package, trade pool deposit, and leadership program. So each one of those has obviously a very specific meaning. The first one, Academy pack, we've just described what the Academy is. That's the online university. So when you purchase a trade pack, 30% of the value of that trade pack is going towards a product purchase, a real product. That real product is called the Academy. Have a look at the $300 trade package. $90 is going towards the purchase of the Academy. That's 30%. Have a look at 2K. Academy pack 600, that's 30%. Have a look at 3K. On a $3,000 trade package, $900 is going towards the Academy. That's 30%. It's the same in every single trade pack option. So what that means, if you started, for example, and you can start anywhere you want on this trade package ladder. If you started at 3K, that $900 would not only unlock the 3K section of the university, but also unlock the 2K section and the 1K and the 500 and the 300. So it's a cumulative. Now, as you move into the advanced series, you can see, again, $5,000 all the way through to $20,000. And then exactly the same thing is in play. Academy pack is making up 30% of the value of any one of these trade packages. Now, the line below trade pool deposit is the remaining 70%. So if you look, for example, at $5,000, 30% of $5,000 is $1,500. The remaining 70% is $3,500. So it's the trade pool deposit amount that's going to go to work for you in the global Forex market using the technology that we've just talked about. And the very last line, leadership program, if you take a look at, let's say, the 10K pack in the middle of the screen, the purple one. So $3,000, that's 30%, unlocks that section of the academy and everything that precedes it, 7,000, 5,000, 3,000, etc. And the trade pool deposit, the $7,000, is the remaining 70% that's going to go to work for you in the global Forex market. And below that leadership program, 5,000 PV, personal volume. So that's 5,000 on a $10,000 trade pack. So it's a 2-to-1 point to dollar ratio. Okay, now we move into the Supreme series. And remember, this is the part of the curriculum where you're going to start learning Forex mastery, the stuff that really makes sure you're successful rather than you be hoping that you're going to be successful. Or, of course, what you're going to do is what I do. And then you're going to be leaning on the professionals and the technology to do all the work for you. But again, CFX, it is the intention time for this to be a full service Forex platform. Some of you are going to want to learn all of this curriculum and learn to trade for yourselves, and others are simply going to leave the system on autopilot and allow the pros and the tech to do the work for you. In any case, what you've looked at now, starting at $300 and ending up at $100,000, is the entire 15 steps of the trade package ladder. Now, what's very unique and interesting about the design of this is that it is the intention of the owners of the platform for every single member. And it doesn't matter where you start. Start at 300, 500, start at 3,000, start at 30,000. It's entirely up to you. But it is the intention for you to be able to move through the entire trade package ladder using gains that you're accruing through their trading expertise with your end destination to be at a $100,000 trade package. So you heard me correctly. If you're listening to this, and if you are a member already, it is the intention of the company for you, as soon as you're ready, to be on a $100,000 trade package. Now, some of you are going to do that very quickly, and some of you are going to take advantage of the sharing bonuses that come from sharing CFX. I'll talk about those in a few minutes. And some of you are simply going to be passive customers and allow the tech to do its job, and eventually, over time, you'll get to 100. It will determine probably your action steps. Now, for the benefit of all of our guests, those of you who are already members, please do me a favor, hit the chat again and let our guests know where you started in the trade package ladder and how long ago that was and where you currently are now. So what trade package you're using now. That would be greatly appreciated. So I'm just going to make someone else a co-host. I really appreciate all the member participation in the chat. I think that really helps our guests create a bit of a three-dimension understanding how this platform works. Congratulations, Farah. 340K, there's another one. John, just started yesterday. Congratulations. MR, who the heck is MR? He's at $100,000 already. Wow. Congratulations to everyone. That's fantastic. So let's take a little break as we transition into the second half of this presentation. So the first half was really geared to help expose you to the owners of the platform, the team around the owners, what technology that they're using in the Forex market to create the success that they're creating. It's really important that you understand that the tech the company is using is all owned by them. And it was making money in the Forex market for more than a year before CFX existed. You know, when you're involved in home-based business, a lot of the long-term success stories that you hear about people having incredible results in home-based businesses. And almost consistently, the companies that are performing very well are using technology that was involved before or developed before the company was launched, long before the company was launched. And so in other words, it's a tech-based company. It wasn't simply an idea created by someone who wanted to build a business and then needed to find a product to make the business real. That's not the case here. This tech has been around for a time and it's been working very, very well. So we want to talk to someone who has not only been using this tech successfully, but has also been sharing this technology very successfully as well. And as a result of his efforts, he's been able to rise to an extremely significant rank in the company. And that rank is a President's Club. You can see from the gold insignia, the gold badge in the President's Club, that is the first of 3 very significant ranks that offer, first of all, a very, very impressive leadership prize, and you'll see more about that in a minute, but more importantly, opens up this particular individual to global bonuses as well. Richard, hearing us loud and clear, I bet.
Yeah. Hi, John.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Yes, good. Good evening, everyone.
Well, yeah, thanks. First of all, thanks for taking the time to be here. What we want to do is make the most out of your time and also make the most out of the time we have with our guests for them to hear from you. So I'd like to really focus on anything that you want to discuss regarding your getting started process, and then also any words of wisdom or strategy for those people that are maybe new to CFX or just looking at the platform, maybe wanting to try to copy the success that you've been able to create in a really short period of time.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, John. Well, once again, hi, everyone. My background is I've been involved in network marketing for around 20 years now. Originally, I was the sales director in the City of London, which I hated, even though I was making very good money. It was the linearity of the income. Every January, I was thinking, oh, I've got to do it all over again. And so when I was introduced to the concept of network marketing, I jumped at it, a way of creating leveraged income and passive income streams. I also am a director of companies. Recently, I was a director of a pharmaceutical company, and I also invest in startup companies and also raise funds for startup companies as well. Up until John is actually my enroller in the project. Until John actually approached me regarding this, I was kind of out of the industry because I couldn't find anything I liked. For those of you that know me, I spend a lot of time doing due diligence on projects. And every time I did, it didn't stack up. And but I knew John, and I knew that he's got a successful background, and he's very much like me, won't jump into anything. So when he approached me regarding CashFX, I looked at it with interest and did a lot of due diligence before I started to join, and very glad that I did. We saw, both John and I have seen a tremendous, every aspect of the business stacks up. They've delivered on everything they said they would deliver. And we've just been very impressed across the board. So when I started with CashFX, I could have come in with a much bigger package. I actually decided on purpose to start with the $300 pack because I wanted to see how quickly I could go from 300 to a 100K pack without putting any more of my own money into the project. And I managed to do that in just 8 months. When I first started, I didn't know much about the detail of the plan and things like that. But what I did, and this is something I always recommend to anyone if you decide to get going with CashFX, just go out there and share it with people. We've got all the tools and stuff which will enable you to show the business without you having to do any sort of selling or convincing yourself, just basically showing the opportunity and using the tools to build a business. And that's exactly what I did. I worked closely with John, my roller, when I first started, and introduced a few people and then started to work with them to help them do the same. And it started off very small. I think I introduced my first person the day after I started. The second person I introduced was, I think, 2 or 3 days after that. And again, they just started with $300 packs themselves. And it just started off small and started to snowball from there. I've got a business now that has grown from just 300 people to, just from one person to 23,000 people now in my organization in just over 12 months. And it's amazing how this works. You introduce someone who introduces someone and so on and so forth. And that's where the leverage comes into the business. It's, I feel very blessed that I've been, I'm very grateful to John actually for introducing me to the business because I've never seen anything like this. I've been in the industry for 20 years. And to have a business that you can start for as little as $300 and build up a business that is now turning over around $12.5 million a month in 1 year is absolutely phenomenal. And in fact, if you're a traditional business person, as I am as well, think about that. How many businesses do you know that you can start for just $300 and with no additional cost, overheads, employees, or anything like that, build up to a business that's turning over $140 million a year in just 12 months, just from a very simple concept of referring someone to something that makes people money. And that's, again, a key element of CashFX. Every single CashFX member makes money. You talk to anyone in CashFX and they'll tell you they're making money. So we have an extremely low attrition rate. I don't think hardly anyone leaves the business. Why would they? Because everyone is making money. And remember, we're in a marketplace right now where people are losing their jobs, their businesses are failing. I'm working with people that are very successful business people in their own rights. They often run multiple companies and they're having to sell their companies, let people go and everything else. My own son was made redundant the other day. My wife's stepbrother was made redundant the other day. This is something that we're going to be seeing more and more of. So to have an opportunity tapping into a $5.3 trillion a day market is, well, what an opportunity. It's, as John was saying earlier on, often when there's adversity, that opportunity can come through. And that's exactly what we've got here with CashFX. No upfront fees, no monthly fees. There's some incredible products the company is going to be launching in the next few months. So it's a very, very exciting place to be. And if you decide to join, my only advice is, look at the business, do your due diligence on it, because you'll see that it stacks up every which way you look at it. Really impressive. Things like the $2.4 million headquarters, the fact you've got the regulated brokers actually going out of their way to recommend CashFX. That's an extraordinary thing to see that. So you can position yourself in front of what's going to happen. And really, you've got an opportunity to change your financial future. But the wonderful thing about CashFX, even if you don't go out there and build a business, you're still going to make money. That's the key thing, because you're letting the pro traders do the work for you. And you can build up an account to the 100K pack, which for most people is life-changing. If you get up to the 100K pack, because your account is then trading $70,000, every time. So it's really powerful. Is there anything else you'd want me to add, John?
No, I think that was perfect, Bud. But listen, if you want to stick around and work on assisting, presenting the rewards plan with me,
I don't do it that way.
What's that?
I don't present it that way, but
it'll
I'll have a go.
It'll be fun to watch you kind of stumble over the slides.
Yes. Okay. If I get stuck,
I'm just joking, Bud. But listen, you're welcome to stick around because everyone loves you and knows you've been working very hard at this. I think that, in closing, the thing that I think really appeals to so many people, and I wouldn't mind if this is we just finished talking about the trade package ladder. If you could just take a second and talk about the impact that no monthly auto ship has on your business, and Wascar's very creative design of the trade package ladder instead, so that members are able to get paid over and over and over when they recommend the platform to someone else, yet all of the members don't have that $100 or $200 a month charge coming off a credit card at the end of the month.
Yeah, well, it's a genius part of what the company's done, because most network marketing companies have upfront fees and monthly fees to fund the business. The problem with that business model is that it's money coming out of people's account every month, and if they're not making much money from the business, they tend to leave the business. So you end up with high attrition. And, I've been in those businesses. I was, for example, one of the top income earners with a company called Melaleuca, which is a product-based business. And the reason I left that business was because I was fed up with introducing people to the project, knowing that they were probably going to fail. And of course, if you're in a business, the whole point is you're meant to be introducing people so that they can make money. But if they're not making money, I had a real problem with that. So in the end, I left and actually, again, jumped out of the industry at that point for a while. The thing about CashFX is when you introduce someone to it, they're going to be making money immediately. Literally the first week, they see their trading returns in their account, and that is really powerful without any monthly fees. So we literally do not have anyone leaving the business. I'm sure there are people that leave the business, but certainly very few. So again, from a network marketing point of view, if you're building a business like this, what you build, you keep. So this is true residual income. I've got friends that are in other projects that are product-based, and they are unfortunately constantly working, because as fast as they're putting people on, they're dropping off at the back end. And so, they see people make a lot of money initially, but then their income drops away very quickly. Whereas in CashFX, you start making money immediately and your money will just continue to grow. So you're just adding to the pile if you're referring people. But as I said, if someone comes into CashFX and decide they don't want to refer people, that's great, because they're going to make money as well from the trading. And that's the key thing. That can be life-changing in itself. So, and that, I think, is why, actually, we have so many people referring people. If you're in a business where you are personally making money and you can show that to people, then it's a natural referral, isn't it? If you're doing something, you'd probably refer CashFX even if you weren't going to make money, because, you'd be like, wow, I'm making this money, and you'd share it with your friends. So it's a natural referral, but the rewards plan that we've got with CashFX probably is by far the best I've ever seen. Not probably, definitely. I've never seen anything like it. And once you understand the detail of how it works, it is exceptional. And as I said, the guys, the way they've come up with this plan, to have a plan that has no upfront or monthly fees, and yet pays out, in my opinion, 10 times more than any business I've seen up front, and potentially 100 times longer term, is remarkable.
Well, I appreciate that very much. I agree with you. Absolutely. I think that there's obviously a great deal of time and forethought has gone into the design of the platform, and we're seeing incredible benefits from everyone. I don't know. I mean, we're getting people, I suspect that you do, and many of the people on the call are getting people to thanking them profusely for sharing the platform with them at some point when they happen to make mention of it. So we're all used to hearing that here, and of course that the credit for that goes to, I think, a lot of forethought and time and planning that Wascar and Edwin put into this platform. So, and the fact of the matter is, their experience really speaks volume, and you can see their experience sort of shining through some of these strategies that they put in place. So, Richard, first of all, I want to congratulate you for an incredible achievement. Reaching President's Club is very, very significant. For those of you who understand what it takes to hit President's Club, you know that it's actually easier then for him to get to Ambassador and hit that next bonus than it is to get to President's Club. So there's some exciting days ahead, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, listen, we're going to wrap things up. Please feel free to stick around. But if you got to go do some work, I certainly understand. Thank you again for taking the time to be here.
My pleasure. All right, guys. Thanks very much. Appreciate taking the time to be on the call. Take care.
Thanks, Richard. Okay, so let's start connecting some of the dots. Now, it's first of all important that you understand that everything that we're going to discuss from this point forward is optional. That said, there are significant benefits, significant upsides to participating in what you're going to see from this point forward. And for Richard to accomplish what he has accomplished, he's very aggressively embraced what you're going to see from this point forward. So, how one earns using this platform can really be broken down into two terms: bear capital and bull capital. And these are sort of a play on the stock market, the bear and bull markets terminology. Bear capital is capital that is acquired, one earns simply through the automated Forex trading platform. So the technology that CFX has going to work for you, and what you're going to start to see accumulate on a daily basis is what we refer to as bear capital. Now, you can earn up to 2 times the value of any trade package. Remember, we said on that trade package ladder, you can start anywhere you want to. So if you start at $300, you'll make $6. If you start at $20,000, you'll make $40,000. Now, bull capital works very similarly in that you can earn an additional 2 times the value of your trade package, but it's how you're earning it is very, very different. You're referring a minimum of 1 person to the platform, and that opens you completely up to the world of bull capital. And then as we wrap up in a few minutes, we'll talk about rank levels and how those can also provide another significant advantage or benefit for you. So let's give you a bit of a 30,000 foot overview. Very simply, you see on the left-hand side of your screen a 1K trade pack icon, and we're going to break all of these numbers down for you. Bear capital, remember, bear capital is the 70% of the value of any trade package that's going to work for you using CFX technology in the global Forex market. Now, you can earn 200% or 2 times the value of your trade package. So that's full 1,000 to 2,000. 2,000 is 200%. Now, on the other side, the bull capital, remember, bull capital is derived from an actual product sale. And that product is the online university that we refer to as the CFX Academy. So the remaining 30%, which was the product sale, all of that is earmarked towards some referral bonuses. The first is a direct bonus that you get from recommending this to a friend. So Richard had mentioned that I was his referrer. So I received a fast start bonus when he got involved. And I received a fast start bonus every single time he was marching his way up through that trade package ladder. And then, of course, the other is a team bonus where everybody gets to benefit together as a group, and that's called the unilevel. Now, one of the things that you'll notice, if you add $150 and $150 together, that gives you $300, which is 30% of a 1K trade package. Why am I showing you that mathematics when it's pretty clear on the screen? Very simply to point out that the company is holding back none of that money for themselves. So that product purchase, every dollar that went to that product purchase is going to you. It's going to the field. Now, the question often is asked of me, how can the company afford to do that? Well, if you remember when we were talking about trading earlier, at the end of every trading day, all the winning trades and all the losing trades are added together. And then right off the top of that comes a service fee, a trading fee that CFX charges. And so that's how they drive everything forward within the company and are able to give us all of the money that's allocated by that product sale, even though they're spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and hours of expertise from specialized individuals building that academy. All of the proceeds from the sale are going to you. And that will give you the capacity to earn an additional 200% or 2 times. So when this is accomplished, you have a fork in the road. We can't quit now. We're talking about the most exciting part of the presentation. All right, so I'll go right back to this 30,000 foot overview slide. Let's do a screen share again. All right, if your camera's on, you can give me a thumbs up. Make sure that you can see this clearly. Now we're going to scoot right back to where we left off. Okay, so now when I lost internet connection, we were talking about 3 different options. And the first option, of course, was pulling all your gains and then putting the profit in your pocket and walking away from the CFX platform. A second one of your options, of course, was pulling all of your gains. You pay a withdrawal fee and you rebuy another 1,000K package and do the whole thing all over again. But there's a third option. This is the option, of course, that Richard chose and so many of the members in CFX choose. And that third option, doesn't take long for someone to find that, does it? Let me turn that off. I keep forgetting there's always children in the crowd. There we go. Now let me just clear that for you. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Okay. Turn that off. There we go. So the third option is the option that most people select. And that third option is they actually want to start progressing through the trade package ladder. In other words, in this case, if you were at a $1,000 trade package, well, you would make your withdrawals, pay a withdrawal fee, and from your gains, put some of those in your pocket, and some of them that you would move yourself to a $2,000 trade package. Now, when you move yourself to $2,000 trade package, of course, what's happening? You're putting an extra $1,000 into the platform, and that $1,000 is split exactly the same way that all of the capital was before, 70-30. So 70% of the $1,000 is added to your trade balance. So instead of trading $700, you're now trading $1,400 on a 2K trade package. And of course, the other 30%, an additional $300 does go straight into bonuses in exactly the same way that it did before. So what the guys have been able to do is create a very unique platform that while they don't charge members any credit card fee at all, there's no monthly cost to you, the platform can pay referring members over and over and over as individuals march their way through that trade package ladder. And that's why so many of you are making so much money, even though some of you are not even sure how you're making the money that you're making. That's the reason. So anyone that you may have recommended the platform to, even if it's just over coffee, and you just open up your phone and you show your trade results when they're getting involved and they're moving through the trade package ladder, well, that's triggering fast start bonuses and it's triggering unit level bonuses, and you're going to earn them over and over again. So before we dive into a little more detail on those bonuses, there is a little bit of trading that we want to talk about. Now, in the beginning, I already talked to you about how the company is generating its profits. Remember, they're adding all the winning and losing trading days or trading trades together and then taking their fee right off the top before they post results. There's a few other things, though, that you need to understand about trading results. And one of them is that regardless of your level of participation, regardless of the trade package that you're using, whether it's a $300 trade package, a $3,000 or a $30,000 or more, if we have a 1.3% trading day, it's a 1.3% trading day for everybody. Some of you have been involved in trading platforms in the past where the company offers you larger trading gains if you get involved in the platform at larger amounts. For example, spend one BTC or $10,000 and you can make 3% a day. Spend $300 and you can only make 0.5% a day. It's important for you to understand that that is completely illegal, not to mention immoral and unethical as well. It's called enticement or pay to play, where you're forcing members to participate at a larger level to give them larger gains. And there's nothing right about it, and CFX does not do business that way. So regardless of how you choose to get involved, this is going to be a fair platform for everybody. All right, now, last thing you need to understand about trading results is the most that you'll ever see in a single week is 15%. That does not mean you're going to make 15% every week. It says up to 15% every week. Now, we haven't had a 15% week yet, but we've come awfully close. Last summer, we were hitting 12.5% weeks with some regularity. So when our new EAs are updated and new tech rules out, we are expected to start to see numbers that are approaching these again. Now, fast start bonus. Remember, the 30% of a trade package that goes to a product sale, that product is the academy, the online university. 50% of that money is going to a fast start bonus. That's why it says 50% fast start bonus. And the other 50% is going to the unilevel bonus. So first, If you're dealing then with 50% of a 30% amount, we're really talking about 15% of any trade package. So for example, my friend Richard that you just listened to got involved at a $300 trade package. Well, 15% of $300 is $45. That's what I made. I made $45 when I made a phone call and mentioned the platform to Richard. But as he told you, he moved through the trade package ladder in 8 months. And so when he moved to a $500 and $1,000 and $2,000 and beyond, I continued earning additional fast start bonuses every single time, even though Richard had no credit card fee to pay. Okay, so it's a very, very smart strategy. Now, obviously, Richard has worked his way up to a $100,000 trade package. What does that mean? What's 15% of a $100,000 trade package? It's $15,000. And the best part, of course, is anytime he renews that $100,000 trade package, of course, what's the fast start bonus going to be? $15,000. So this is a bonus that while it starts small, when your friends start moving through that trade package ladder, this can become one of the largest bonuses that you've ever received in building a home-based business. Now, this goes towards your bull capital. Remember, bear capital is from trading gains and bull capital is from the rewards plan. And here's the other 15% or 50% of the money that goes into the academy. Okay. And this is called the unilevel. So this was the team bonus. You can see levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. When you get started in CFX, levels 1, 2, 3, 4 of the unilevel are already unlocked. So you can earn from any 4 of these levels, even if you just share the platform with one person. There's no balancing required, no multiple people sponsor required. I share this with one friend who happens to share with a few friends who share with a few friends and so on. And I'm earning from all of that activity, even though I only shared the platform with one friend. How does it work? Well, if my friend gets started, for example, with a $1,000 trade package, remember that red icon, a $1,000 trade package means 15% of that is going into the unilevel. That's $150. Well, if that person lands on my level 1, 2, 3, or 4, 10% of the $150 is going straight into my account. That's $15, which is 10% of $150. Now, what's interesting is anyone that I personally refer to the platform all sit on my level 1. So if I share this with one person, 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, or anything in between, it doesn't matter. All of those people that I've personally referred, in other words, anyone that I've earned a fast start bonus from is on my level 1. So the people on my level 2 come from them sharing with their friends. People on my level 3 are those individuals sharing with their friends and so on. When I hit the rank of executive, we'll talk about how to do that in just a few seconds, I open up levels 5 and 6. And when I hit manager, I open up levels 7 and 8. Director opens level 9. And then, of course, the rank that Richard just reached, President's Club, opens up level 10. So if you have a look, 4 levels at 10% each, 2 levels at 20% each, and then 4 at 5%, add it all together, that's 100%. So now you know for every dollar that rolls into the unilevel, you know exactly where that money goes. And then, of course, when you hit President's Club, Ambassador, and Global Ambassador, you're completely unlocking the global bonus. What is this global bonus? Very simply, it's your unilevel now paying you to infinity. So it doesn't matter how wide you go, and it doesn't matter how deep you go. It doesn't matter what shape your unilevel takes. You're going to have an opportunity to earn from all of it. Okay, that's considerably important, or significantly important rather, considering that many of you already are seeing level 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and beyond growth, even though we're a very young platform. And the reason that's happening is one of the reasons Richard mentioned when he was speaking. This is a very easy platform to share. And so it grows quite quickly. All right, so the last bonus that we're here to discuss. This is a little bit different. This is called a forced matrix. And you can see the numbers 3 by 10 after forced matrix. Well, what does that mean? It's basically describing the structure of this forced matrix. So if we compare this to the unilevel that you just saw a moment ago, remember we said one person, 5, 10, any number of people you personally refer in your unilevel, and they're all on your level 1. Well, that can't happen in your matrix. You can see on the diagram, you can only fit 3 people wide on your matrix. So if you personally refer 10 people to the platform, where do those other 7 people go? Well, they're going to go wherever there's space available. So you can see the first 3 people in your matrix, if they immediately share the platform with 3 people, then some of the remaining 7 might drop into your level 3, or they might drop down even into your level 4, depending on how fast your matrix was building. What does this mean? Well, it means that there's going to be a lot of friends helping friends in the matrix. It means that there's a very good chance, if you're on a quick growing team, that you could end up with people inside your matrix that you don't even know. And they came from above because there was no other place for them to slot into the matrix. Now, there is a very specific reason for this design. And that is that everybody, whether you're a customer or whether you're building the CFX network, everybody contributes to this bonus. How? Well, you're all paying a 20% withdrawal fee. 20%. Now, I remember when I first learned about the 20% withdrawal fee, I thought, well, that's a little bit substantial. But then I further learned that the company, CFX, is retaining none of that 20%. All of that withdrawal fee is for you, and it's broken into 3 bonuses. Half of it, 50%, is going into the bonus you see in front of you right now. 10% or 10 is going into a matching bonus, and the remaining 40% is going into a leadership rank bonus, and we'll describe what that is in maybe another 2 minutes as we wrap up. Okay, so matrix, very simply, anytime anybody withdraws from the platform, you earn. Now, what do you earn? How do you earn? Very simple. Take a look at the green numbers on the right-hand side of the diagram, 3, 3, 3, 5, 6, 10, 30, 20, 10, 10. Add those all together. Also equals 100%. So you know where every dollar goes when a withdrawal happens. So let's say, for example, somebody on your level 7, now you can see this grows in multiples of 3, 3, 9, 27, 81, 243, etc. So someone on your level 7, you've got room for 2,187 people on your level 7. That does not mean that you're going to have a matrix filled with that many people. It means that that many people can fit in your level 7. So let's say that someone in your level 7 decides to do a withdrawal. Now that's a 30% payout level. So it's a 20% fee. The $1,000 withdrawal would mean a 200% fee, withdrawal fee. And half of that is going into this bonus. So on a $1,000 withdrawal, $100 is going into the matrix. And of that $100, 7% is a 30% payout level. You'll make $30 from that one person making a withdrawal, and the other $70 is broken up amongst the other 9 levels. So you know exactly where every dollar is going. Most importantly, this is a progressive bonus, just like all of the others. So as your team continues to grow, you'll continue to earn. But from the same team, they're also moving their way up the trade package ladder. What does that mean? It means your contributions, their contributions to your fast start are always getting larger. Their contributions to your unilevel are always growing. And their contributions to your forced matrix are also always growing. If they're making more money in their trading, more money in their fast starts, more money in their unilevel, they're withdrawing larger amounts, which means your matrix earnings are also increasing in size. Very, very smart. Okay, last thing we need to discuss is a 10% match. What does it mean? Very simply, anyone that you've personally referred to CFX. So anybody that you've earned a fast start bonus from, you're also going to get a 10% matching bonus from their matrix. So if you personally referred 10 people, that's 10 different matrix earnings. You're going to get a 10% match of each and every one of them. And then all the colored diagram on the side is simply showing you how you will access all 10 levels of the matrix. If you're at a $2,000 trade package, for example, you open up to level 5 in the matrix. If you move to a $5,000 trade package, you unlock level 6. If you move to 10K, you unlock level 7, and so on and so forth. All right, so that brings us to the very end of this presentation where we talk about the leadership program, which is a very, very significant program. And the first of those significant leadership ranks is called executive. If you recall in the unilevel, those 2 blue 20% levels that are unlocked when you hit executive is certainly a very worthwhile accomplishment. So how do we do that? Well, very simply, 500 PVP. Do you remember the 2 to 1 point to dollar ratio? PVP at 500 means $1,000 trade package. refer 3 people to the platform, and over a 30-day rolling period, have a total of 25,000 in total team volume. So from those 3 people and down. Now, one caveat, 15,000 of the 25,000 total volume can come as a max from one line of lineage. The remaining $10,000 in PGV can come from any other lines that you personally have started. So how do I hit manager? Very simple. I help 2 people in my team hit executive. Once I've accomplished that and a few more points as far as my group volume total, and I hit manager. How do I hit director? Help 2 people become manager. How do I hit President's Club? With Richard just did. I helped 3 people in 3 unique lines of lineage hit director. And that's how you march through this entire leadership program. It's that simple, really. It takes a little bit of time, a little bit of sweat equity, but it certainly is worth the effort, because I'm going to show you now as we wrap up some of the additional prizes that are received as you start hitting these ranks. And I know there are many, many of you in the chat. In fact, let us know if you're in the chat and you're an executive already and you either received this paper-thin iPad Air, or if you decided to take 75% of the value of this and accept BTC instead. Those of you who hit manager had a $10,000 prize. Imagine, even if it took you a year or 2 years to hit manager, that's a $10,000 prize. And you also have the option of taking 75% of the value of that in BTC as well. And so who knows how much increase in value $7,500 in BTC is going to have over the years. If you hit director, or rather, I should say, when you hit director, it's a $15,000 5-star vacation for 2 anywhere in the world, or 75%. And then when you hit, where Richard just hit with the President's Club, it is $100,000 towards anything that Porsche manufactures, or 75% of the value. If you don't need a car, don't want a car, can't afford the speeding tickets, whatever your case may be. And then as we push forward into ambassador, it's $200,000 towards anything Ferrari manufacturers, and then at global ambassador, it's $500,000 towards anything Lamborghini manufacturers. Now, it's very important that all of you understand we are just over a year old. The company is still very much a baby. In fact, the owners still consider us in the development stage. There's all types of development that are happening on the back end with all of the programmers and all of the traders and everyone involved in building out CFX globally. So we're expecting next year is going to be a really big growth year. This is really just our getting started, coming out year. And already we have a very high number of members that are approaching President's Club volume, ambassador volume, global ambassador volumes. These are designed for people to reach these bonuses. So for those of you who are here looking at CFX for the very first time, I would encourage you to do one thing. And that simply is let the person know that asked you to be on this presentation, whether it is most appropriate for you to be a passive consumer benefiting from the Forex software that CFX has, or even though you may not have all the answers yet, you're interested in doing something similar to what Richard has done. Share this with a handful of friends who share this with a handful of friends, and really take advantage of the bull capital as well and propel yourself through this rewards plan for maximum growth. In either case, let your friend know so they can be best equipped to help assist you. And it's Friday. Remember, tomorrow's payday. So enjoy yourself, members. Thanks very much for taking the time to be here. Thank you, members, for participating in the global chat, in the chat of this Zoom to help those individuals who are here as guests. And please, everyone, enjoy your weekend. I look forward to seeing you again on Monday, same time and same link. Have a great weekend, everyone.